back for another episode of the Thanks for Rolling podcast. Today we are joined with Terry and Marisabel. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
You're welcome.
You're supposed to say
pull our legs.
Thank you for the honor. It is such a privilege to be
Thanks
here.
for having us. Right. Still not sure we're worthy, but we're here.
The OG ladies of Planet Springfield.
Yep.
OG, very.
Yeah, so we've had several women in and out of the gym over the years, but you two are the longest lasting.
That's right.
Well then.
That must say something. I'm glad to be those people, though. I think that's pretty cool. That's a cool title to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes. We talk a lot so far, like in the last couple episodes we've done so far, about how it takes a special person to like actually stick to jiu-jitsu. Right? It's not for everybody. It's not like we talked about. When you're a kid and you're growing up playing soccer or basketball, or whatever. Like nobody does that. Well, maybe some kids do now, right? But like I didn't do that. So it's like a totally different thing to actually come here and have like people smashing you or trying to break your arms or choking you or whatever it is. Like it's a special breed of person.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, just my 2 cents, it's a special breed of woman to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like a male
adds another
space.
level to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think let's step this back a little bit and kind of get into a little bit of what brought you to jiu-jitsu in the first place, and then how'd you end up here with us? Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll take the lead on that one since I think I'm kind of the reason you ended up here. A girl that I used to work out at the gym, she wanted to take a Muay Thai class, and she was trying to talk me into it, and I didn't really want to get punched, and I didn't want to do any punching, and I looked at the gym, and I saw they'd offered jiu-jitsu. I was like, maybe I'll try that. But she wasn't interested, and I didn't want to go alone. And I worked with Marisabel at the time, and I kind of was like, you want to check this out with me? And we tried out 2 other local gyms, and wasn't really the right fit. It didn't really feel right.
There were geese, man.
Never want to put another gi on Jen if I don't have to.
I'd rather die.
But we enjoyed it, so we're like, all right, we have to find our home or so. And we ended up at 10th Planet, and that was kind of it after that. Like, everyone was super nice, and it was, like, casual and laid back, and everyone was welcoming, and we haven't left since. So I think you're kind of stuck with us.
Had either of you guys done any martial arts beforehand?
Nada.
I did karate when I was, like, 10. And then I ended up getting Lyme disease, and I was really sick, and I didn't really do sports after that at all. Nothing. And then I'm here.
So how long did you try out the other places for? Did you just do like a couple of trial classes? One class?
One class, but it was in a week time span. It was like bang, bang, 10th Planet, maybe. And then once we showed up, it was history from there.
Nice. So how'd you find us?
Google.
Nice.
And then
Instagram.
You
You posted a picture of Remy, and then she was like, "Sold. They got puppies." And I'm like, "Yup."
I dug her into it somehow.
Yeah.
And in the first class, there was no Remy. I'm like,
Wait
"What
a
the hell? I just promised puppies."
Yeah. I also was posting about trying to find a jiu-jitsu gym, and I had a friend back home in Philly, and he's a MMA fighter in the area, and he was like, you have a 10th Planet near you? And I was like, I do. And he's like, whoa, like, those are pretty hard to come by. He's like, you have to go there. Is it legit? And I'm like, what do you mean, is it legit? And he's like, oh, you have to check out, like, the coach and, like, see who he's under. And, like, so I kind of was like, just sent him the link. And he's like, yep, it's legit. You need to go there. That's, like, 30 minutes away from you. So that felt promising to have someone be like, yes.
That's cool.
Go there.
Yeah, so you both started, like, right at the tail end of the old gym.
Yeah.
When did you start? Like, October, September,
It was
something
like
like
late
that?
September 2019.
Yeah, right before the women's class.
Yeah,
right
so
before.
Remy was still a puppy then.
Baby, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Still a
even
puppy, though.
I don't even remember Remy being at the old place.
Yeah, we got Remy that summer.
I remember.
I must have blocked out the old place.
Yeah. Remy started there, and then we moved to this building in November.
And then
So you, like, just slid into like OG first gym status.
Yeah, we just made it.
I was still wearing my rash guard backwards. And you'd be like, your rash guard.
No.
In the middle of class.
I don't tell most people.
No, the moment everyone sits down, all you hear is, your rash guard is, and all you see is everybody going,
That's amazing. I never knew that part of the story. That's amazing.
It's funny.
Yeah, so you guys you must have started right after I did that. I think I started in August of probably that same year.
Yeah. We got Remy July that summer, I think.
It's a super small place.
Yeah.
Like
It's
thinking
like the
back,
size of this podcast studio.
yeah, thinking back, I'm like, wow, we used to jam some people in there.
Yeah.
We feel like spoiled with all the mat space upstairs.
Yeah. So did you guys were you MMA or UFC fans, or like how did you end up, like, of all things, to end up with jiu-jitsu?
my family's really into boxing. So as a child, I was always into that, like, physical aspect, like just, and then my dad one day was like, you like boxing, but I like this. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, that's so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I would see MMA, it would associate with my dad and how he likes all this violent stuff. And, oh, I would never be like that. And then and then I joined the gym. And that's it.
So funny.
It's in your blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody does anything like that in my family. I mean, I would be like a casual, like I would watch and be like, if it's on at the bar or something. Now I definitely pay attention way more when they're on the ground. I'm like, let me know when they're on the ground.
How much of that is like your own interest versus the Instagram chat where everybody's talking about it all the time?
I try not, I'll chime in there, but I'm just like, they just go off in that chat sometimes. So like I'll watch it on my own accord and be like, oh, like it's interesting now, like knowing what they're doing or what they're trying to do.
I'm the worst.
I watch it different
watch
now that I
with it
know.
now, yeah. I'm like, Gamora, so close, you got this. At first, it started with the chats. I'm like, what are they talking about? And I would tune in, and now I find myself, I'm not even a part of the chat, but I still find myself paying that $70 pay-per-view just to watch it, just to see and call out all the bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I'm not $70 into it though.
Yeah.
We were talking last episode. We're not staying up until 2 a.m. into it anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That comes from being old.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Eventually, you guys will learn about
I'm a
it.
No, no.
prelim kind of fan these days.
Yeah.
10 o'clock, I'm done.
Yeah.
So it's been, from my point of view, very interesting witnessing the path you two have gone on, because you started right at the same time. You've put in pretty much the same amount of work, and you've gone down very different routes of what you're into in jiu-jitsu.
Our games are completely different.
Kind of crazy. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah. But
So-
we just use what works for us best, I think. you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. So Terry's very into the triangle armbar realm, and Marisabel is always trying to break somebody's foot
lock
off.
the world.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I like it. It's one of the cool things of jiu-jitsu. Like I said, you've been like side by side the whole way through, and you couldn't be further apart in the stuff that you're into.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting when we roll together. Because we both
Who
know
wins?
what we like.
I try to avoid the leg locks with Terry.
She's
I'm like,
very gentle with
I
me.
move it
Yeah,
over. I'm like,
yeah.
nope,
she's
nope,
she's
not
really
touching
good
it.
because she knows I'm still super nervous about leg locks. So she's good, but
It'd be nice if she was gentle with my legs.
that won't
no,
happen.
it'd be nice if you were gentler with me as well, but we don't talk about that.
How do you think that happened? Like, how did you guys end up two totally separate paths?
I think it has to do with the people we trained with more. It took me a really long time to find that chill. Jiu-jitsu is very technical, not strength, and it took me a long time to turn that part off. And I found myself just hurting Terry constantly because I didn't know what I was doing. She didn't know what we were doing. So she started rolling with people who were more on the technical side, and I started rolling more with people who were technical but more physical. They weren't scared to hurt me, and they weren't scared of me hurting them.
Yeah, I would probably say the people that we train with help mold our games in some way. And I also just have long legs that I want to choke people with. I think
very
it
small.
comes down to that.
I'm really close to ankles.
She's like closer to the ground, closer to ankles. So that's what she goes for.
I mean, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
When you have like the classic lanky jujitsu build, just like built for arm bars and triangles.
Yeah. It took me a while to like get them. I think I went into it because everyone's like, oh, your legs and triangles, like, you're going to be great. And like, I just wasn't. Like, I would get there and I'd be like, I cannot finish anything. And that was super frustrating. And I kind of just dove more into it. And now I feel like I'm finishing from there more often. So that feels pretty good.
Yeah, you have to stick it out.
Yeah.
I have this talk with almost every new person that comes in. Because, you know, everyone's always, they have other things going on. So everyone thinks, I'm just going to train for a little bit and then I'm going to do something else, or I'm moving. I'm just like,
Yeah,
you're never
you'll
going to
get
get
nowhere.
good.
You'll get nowhere. I had to like study triangles, like watch videos, break down instructionals, drill them constantly. That was the only way that I really like got it. But
Putting in the work.
yeah.
Are you finishing people with them now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup.
Ask about me.
You don't know?
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Nice.
What's it like being, I won't say the only two women, right? But like the two primary women in the gym. Like, what's that feel like? Is that weird? Let me back it up first. So I was telling Pat, like, when I went to my old gym the first time, it took me like 2 years to even walk in the door. It was all I was thinking was like, I don't want to deal with a bunch of meathead, like MMA, like idiots, right? And obviously it wasn't like that. And it's certainly not like that here.
Right.
But what's it like for you guys? Like, how, is it weird? Did it take a while to get used to that?
It was intimidating. I think like it felt like every gym that we went to actually had a few females. So it didn't work out for other reasons. But coming here, we were the only females when we started coming. And it was a little intimidating feeling like we were walking into like a boys club. And like, they're like, oh
Totally
gosh, here come
crashed
the
the boys club.
girls. They crashed in my party. But no one really treated us like that. Like that was in our own heads, I think.
Yeah.
And now it just feels like home. You know, I don't really feel.
Yeah, for a while I wouldn't train without Terry. I'm like, are you going to class? Yes? No?
Yeah.
That, if you're not going, I'm not going, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Until we started actually opening ourselves up to everybody else, you know, like getting to know everybody else on that level.
It's equal opportunity smashing.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you
Right.
look like. Like anybody can smash anybody and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's why anytime I know we have a new woman coming in, I'll try to round up one or both of you so there's at least
Yeah.
a...
Yeah.
Like the welcoming committee for
Yeah.
women. Yeah.
And
I
then,
think
of
that
course,
would help more.
they have to understand long-term you need to train with everybody, but it's
You
nice to
Yeah.
have the welcoming party.
Yeah. Dip your toe in the water.
Yeah.
I mean, both of you guys train with the
Everybody.
guys here, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I was kind of hell-bent on like getting better and improving. So like even the days where she couldn't come, I'm like, I'm just going to go. Like it's the only way that I'm going to get better. And now I feel like I'm here more often than not, probably.
Yeah. That even happens to me. Like when at old gyms in this gym where I'm like, oh man, I train a lot with Ryan. He's not going to be there, but I'll go and get my ass kicked by Lewis instead, right? Like,
yeah. Someone will be there to kick my
you
ass.
you get in like these comfort zones, but I realize like I can only spar with him so much, right?
Yeah.
I've got to do something
Yeah.
else against somebody else who's going to push
Especially
me a
because
totally
they know
different way.
everything you're going to do.
I still
Sometimes I
get
got
that
to
when I
rotate
travel.
people.
When I travel, I'm like, oh, I hope so-and-so is there that I usually drill with because that's who I like to drill with at that gym.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm going to another gym to get out of the comfort zone and the regular training partners. So it's better to get in there and mix it up with everybody.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are you into outside of jiu-jitsu? Any other fun hobbies? Jiu-jitsu and
We're
momhood?
moms.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty limiting, I feel.
I'm into whatever
Work.
my kid's into. Painting, destroying the house.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I work, she works, and I go to school, and I'm a mom, and that's it.
What are you going to school for?
Substance abuse counseling. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your plate is full.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. And we both work a lot. I feel like sometimes we like are like getting dressed and like rushing to get here straight from work. And then you get home and it's bedtime for the kids and wake up and do it over and over again.
What do you guys do for work? Can you say?
Yeah. I'm a manager at a cannabis dispensary in Holyoke.
Oh,
Shocking.
We'll write that down. Write that down. Is that new? I didn't know that.
I just hit a year.
Oh, okay.
There, yeah. But prior to that, I was working with Terry, where she is now.
Okay.
I'm an allergy technician.
Oh.
Yeah, at a holistic medical
Shit,
clinic.
I don't know anything about you guys.
Do you have allergies or you need marijuana?
Yeah.
We can help you.
I don't have any allergies, but we may stop for some weed at some point. Yeah.
That's why we're doing this.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
The more you know.
Yeah, I had no idea.
So Marisabel's daughter may hold the record for the cutest kid in all of the kids' class.
My goodness.
She better.
Give her that award,
She better. God damn it.
She's always so,
She's so
happy
sweet.
and bubbly.
Yeah.
She loves it. She asks me every day, is today Monday? Today Saturday? Today Monday? Today's... No, not yet.
She recognizes
love
no
it.
ranks, though. She just wants to stand next to
Yeah.
whoever her best friend in the class
That's
is.
sweet.
How old is she?
She's 5.
All right. My daughter cannot wait to get here. Like, she
Really?
cannot
Oh, that's
wait
awesome.
to
How
come.
old is she?
She'll be 5 in December.
All right.
She cannot wait.
Are
Like,
you teaching her stuff at home?
yeah, but she doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Like, if we're like wrestling around and I'm tickling her, like she'll tap. Like she knows to tap
That's so
out. We were here a couple Saturdays ago during open mat, and I was doing some work in the studio. And I brought her upstairs to the mats, and I was like putting her in an arm bar and like stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
later she was like, "Can we go back upstairs and do more jujitsu?"
Oh,
So
that's
It's
it.
that
She's
immersion.
addicted.
yeah, she calls it the fighting place. She's like, "When can
I
we
think
go
I'm
back
going to have
fight?"
to start calling it the fighting place.
Yeah, Daddy, when are we going to your fighting place?
We're going to
So-
change the name.
Yeah.
The fighting place.
Is it Pat's fighting place?
We're going to have to change the name of the studio, everything.
Yeah, the whole branding is out the window now. Right. Yeah, she loves it. She can't wait to do it. So
That's adorable. There's nothing cuter than little kids doing jujitsu. Like,
it's pretty cool.
yes, choke that.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, she'll be very excited. She'll be very excited.
So is she like really into like the jujitsu yet? Or is she just like excited to come here and run around with friends?
When we have mats on her, she has little mats in her room, and every once in a while she'll start on her own, start practicing
Just
her
shrimping on
drills.
that.
Yeah, she does.
Nice.
She does. She really does.
So
She'll
cute.
show me. She's like, "Look, mommy, my shrimps," and then she'll start shrimping, or she'll start like, and then her brother will join her, and then she'll start trying to show
Whole
him
family,
how to
whole
shrimp.
family.
So I think she's really into it. She was super excited about the rash guards.
Have you seen their matching rash guards?
I did. I saw a picture of it. Yeah.
I can't get over it. I'm still not over that picture. It's so cute.
Yeah, just recently she was like, "I'm really happy I can watch you train too, mommy." And I'm like, "I'm happy I can watch you train."
That's
And now
awesome.
the classes are next to each other.
Yep.
Yeah. So we look over to each other. We're like,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't
Like
sure
it-
how that split kids class, adult class was going to go. I
It
know
gets
the,
a little chaotic up
the
there.
noise is a little chaotic, but
It's a little chaotic.
Opens
for
up some
my
opportunities.
ADD brain.
I like it.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. How do you break fall?
and it does work for some parents that want to train and
Yeah.
don't have any other opportunity to.
That would be huge. I mean, even when we first started coming, like, I would have to bring Mason to class pretty often because I don't have a lot of childcare options. And that, thank God, we could have had that option,
Yeah.
you know, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to train at all.
I used to do the same thing. I would take Tay to class with me. My wife would get out. I think she got out like at the time that class started. So it's like 15 minutes later by the time she gets there. So it's like, and he was between 2 and 3. So it's just like keep him occupied with toys in the corner
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
she shows up, go over, help get him out the door, and then get
Give
back
him
to
some
training.
attention.
I've thought about bringing my daughter. Like, I'm sure if I put her in front of the iPad, she could be perfectly occupied for 7 hours if I left her.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a feeling like she would just kind of make her way out to the mats at some point, right? And be like, "Daddy, what are you doing?" like,
Yeah,
like, what's
Mason
on it?
used to do that. He would think like, oh, like mommy's getting hurt. Like he had a few of those moments. And then now he's just like, yeah.
Just
I
running
stopped
around.
playing with my son because of that.
Running
He
in
was
the
so
background.
distracting. Oh my gosh, he just kept running at me at the mat.
Yeah.
The both of us.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god.
The electronics entertain them for a certain amount.
Yeah.
But then
Then
when there's
there's the
several
limit.
kids, it turns into Lord of the Flies eventually.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my child.
She was here for Christmas party.
The
2
Christmas
years
party
ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
And Tay was here, but I forget who else. Somebody else's child, not one of you
Probably
guys.
Lewis's.
I don't know if it was Lewis's or not. I can't remember. Anyway,
I think there was a few kids.
Whoever's
we
it
had-
was.
We had the parents here too.
And they were just like running around on the mats the entire time. So she expected when she came back that's what it was going to be like. I'm like, no. It's a little different this time around. Like there's actually class happening here. So
What I was wanting to do before COVID ruined our lives is do like a Nerf gun night at the gym for all the kids.
And adults.
I was just saying, does it have to be for kids?
So usually gyms will do this like they'll do it as like a parents' night out thing. Like, you know, drop your kids off, let them go crazy and play for a couple of hours while you go out. But if you want to get in on Nerf war, we can make it happen.
Hell yeah.
It's so funny because I literally was
Mason
on.
has an armory at home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We have automatic, semi-automatic, single shot.
Shit, if we're
arrows.
into that, I'm going to go buck wild.
Yeah,
and walk in like Rambo.
Right?
That sounds amazing.
The problem is if you buy the cheap off-brand Nerf darts, they get jammed up in
Yeah.
some of the Nerf guns. You gotta buy the real deal.
You gotta buy the
No
real
cheap
deal.
ammo.
That's where
No.
they get you.
Yeah.
We need to make that happen.
Yeah.
I find Nerf bullets all around my house. Everywhere.
Yeah. Try having 5 dogs in the house with Nerf darts everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun ideas before COVID shut everything down. We need to start executing some of them.
Can we do like a team tubing trip down the Deerfield? I wanted to do this last year, but COVID, and I think people are still like, but I think it would be really fun. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
I almost died in the Deerfield on a tubing trip.
Well,
Well,
No, no,
tell me.
well, on a whitewater rafting trip. I don't know if you mean like tubing down the bottom
no,
part.
this is
Okay.
going to be way more chill
Okay.
than whitewater
Okay.
rafting.
All right.
No,
Yes.
just sit in a tube,
Yes.
drink
Have your
whatever you're
beverage.
drinking. Yep.
Yes. That I've done before. That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
So what it takes to get stuff done around here is someone just to do it.
Okay. So I'll rally the team.
Yep.
And we'll get that going.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I always thought like a camp would be fun.
That would be cool. Marisabel, you down for
Down
that?
into
I don't know.
We'll find a place with a cabin for those that are less rugged.
Sounds great.
I love it. Yeah,
Can we go
yeah.
glamping?
Perfect.
Is there going to be electricity there?
There are some requirements for Marisabel. I try to get her. She's not a fan.
It's a different. Terry's trying to get me to do shrooms in the woods. So
Is there anything wrong with that? Is there anything wrong?
I don't want any part of that. I want
exactly my point.
No, I
Thank you,
barely
sir.
want any part of shrooms, let alone in the woods. Like,
I'm
I
like,
want all the parts.
past
She's
life,
not
I
down.
must have been a squirrel because I would,
would
be. I am
love
skittish
the woods,
as
though.
hell. Imagine on shrooms in the woods,
yeah, that's, yeah.
looking like Smokey in the cage.
Hey, Pat, is she okay over there? Maybe this was a good idea.
She's already freaked out.
The whole
Freaking
car
out,
right
man.
there. I'm like, "What?"
Yep. When anyone brings up the Deerfield, I'm always like, oh,
Flashbacks.
I have like a scar on my shoulder. I think of immediately.
Flashback.
Everything just hurts.
I feel like that's pretty common. A lot of people have those like near death experiences while tubing.
Yeah.
That's what makes it a good time.
Yeah.
Right? You're here to live another day.
I made it through. Yep, I made it through. Yep. So, you guys have both competed. Sorry, I'm bringing it back to jiu-jitsu again.
No.
You
Yes.
guys both competed recently, right? For the first time?
Yes, for the first time.
At the worst event ever.
yeah.
Worst event ever. I won't use it as an excuse, but it could be used as an excuse.
But good experience, right?
Yeah.
Experience.
Yeah.
It was a good
I
experience.
some-
said if that was my first tournament, I would probably never have competed again.
Yeah.
Because your matches were at like 10 o'clock at night, right?
I had the last match at like 10:20.
Mine was weird. Mine were all
She got
scheduled
called
for
up like right
for
away.
9 o'clock, and then 6 p.m.
You
I
were
hear my
barely in
name,
your
I'm
rash
like,
guard.
Hello, am I hearing things? And everybody's like, "Go, go, go!"
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I'm on the mat looking at this complete straightner around.
Was
We're
it
gonna
weird?
fight now.
Was it weird for you guys to compete?
Yeah.
I remember like the first
It was
time I
so
competed,
weird.
I was like, holy shit, this is 10 times more
It
intense.
was so intense.
Yeah.
And we only roll with each other, like female speaking. So like this was our first real experience. Like, and then I feel like after the competition, so many women have come through that I've rolled with.
Yeah.
But at that point, like that first girl was.
Yeah, that was crazy. Ripping the Band-Aid off. Glad I did it, though. Glad I did it.
Yep.
Is there more planned?
There was, and then too much time has gone by, and now the
excitement.
not the excitement, the what's it called when something gets built up and you're just like, not excitement,
Anticipation.
Yeah, that's kind of gone away. Not anticipation. Adrenaline. The adrenaline is gone. So now the fear is back and has set in, and I'm like,
there's no rush.
Yeah.
I'm signed up for one, but there's no one in my division. I think as a female, it's
always going to be a struggle.
There's no, because, you know, I'm old and all, over 30. There's not very many masters female in my weight class, apparently. So I got stuck with like a teenager who was like 17. She was competing all day. I'm like, there's no way that she's going to have energy at 10:20. No, she was like ready to go.
Oh my God.
Must
Fresh
be nice.
I was like, oh, we're on two different levels. I can't be fighting teenagers anymore.
Yeah. Now you know how I feel every day when I'm here.
Yeah. It's getting worse every year.
I have a good question. What's it like dealing with the unwanted advice, aka mansplaining from everybody?
Is this a life question or a jujitsu question? Because it is all
I'm sure it applies
related.
to life.
You're gonna make me snitch myself out.
I think I kind of just like, I can't be rude to people's face, so I'll never be like, stop talking to me, or like, I know more than you, or like anything like that. So I'm just like, like I'll politely take it, and then I'm just like, this fucking guy, and then that's it.
I don't think I take anyone's advice with a grain of salt. Honestly, I take you. I feel
I just
like
do my own thing anyway.
Yeah.
every single person that comes up to me, I know can beat my ass and choke me out. So I'm like, okay. I don't know how much of this will soak in, but I'll take it. You know. But yeah, I feel like I feel personally, I don't watch myself roll. So I'm kind of at the bottom of the food chain in my mind. So anybody's advice I pretty much take, regardless who.
You're
jujitsu advice
at the bottom here.
Advice within the gym from people that you know are better than you is one thing. I'm talking more the unsolicited comments that come in.
Like, you should have done this. Like that type of stuff.
Yeah,
Because I've definitely posted things and people be like, oh, you should have like done this. I'm just like,
I'm sure you have a steady flow of social media comments and messages on jujitsu stuff.
Sometimes. I'm
Jujitsu
too embarrassed, man.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I post this, they're going to pick me apart, so I'm not going to post it. So I don't really post too much. Not a lot of people.
A lot of DMs that I get are like, hey, what gym do you go to? Like, I want to train. But no one ever... I also feel like I kind of have like a semi-resting bitch face to where people like who don't know me, they'll be like, oh, I don't know.
I might think it, but
and then they
won't
see
say
me
it.
like talk or like actually have a conversation with me. They're like, okay, she's a peach. So I don't know. I don't get too many people like negative comments or
Nice. That's refreshing.
Yeah. I don't know how I would handle that.
People,
That was like
people
there
are
was an
animals.
influx. Yeah. I'm sure as time goes on and the longer that we're here.
The more we post, they'll
That-
just come flocking.
Yeah.
It's a tricky thing overall, though, right? Like, I always think about that, like, oh, should I just shut my mouth and let people do what they're going to do? Or do I say, like, hey, try this, right? Like, I'm not anybody, right? I'm some,
I love the
some
hey, try
schmuck
this
off the
though.
street. But it's like a weird thing, right? You're always like, do I
Yeah,
tell
there's
this
always-
person
yeah.
this? Do I not tell person that? Like,
I
even-
feel like even I do that with just the very minuscule amount of knowledge that I know, but I feel like it is my duty to like if I know something like to share it. You know, like
I think hey,
know
try
this.
this is really good.
Yeah.
Like way better than don't do that.
Yeah.
Like try this
Yeah.
is like, here's another idea that you
Yeah.
may or may not like
like
versus people that want to
open-ended.
tell you
Yeah.
what you did is wrong. Here's the only way to do it right.
Yep.
Even when I teach, I try to keep it more open-ended like that.
Yeah.
Like what I'm teaching is the way I think is the best way to do it, but that doesn't mean it's the only way, or it might not even be the best way. There might be a better way that no one told me, hey, try this.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like even when I come across things like moves I know Marisabel would like or something, I'd be like, you should try this. Like, I feel like you would like this, or you'd get this all the time or something. So I feel like a nice, hey, try this, acceptable. You know, not that this is a list of everything you're doing wrong, which I've also come across. And I'm just like, it's overwhelming. I don't want to know every little thing I'm doing wrong. I'm never going to do everything right.
I feel the same way. Sometimes you're just like, all right, I hear you, but stop talking to me.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like I can't
do anything.
If it's coming from him, right, or like one of your coaches, that's one thing, right? If it's coming from some schmo who's like across the mat you've never rolled before, it's like, dude, obviously I know I need to get the underhook there, and there's a reason why I didn't. So, right?
It wasn't for a lack of desire.
Right. It just didn't work out, man.
Right. I'm being choked right now. My arm's being ripped off. That's why I didn't get the underhook. Yeah. So if you guys were both in a super fight, right, a jiu-jitsu super fight, what would be your walkout theme song?
I didn't want to be stumped by any questions, and now I feel stumped.
I don't have an answer for mine either. If you were to ask me the same thing,
I would have to like scroll through my Spotify.
Just press shuffle.
I only have an answer because I've done it, and it took me a really long time to think about. Like I was stressing like the deadline the guy gave me to send in walkout music.
What was it?
What was it?
Seven Nation Army.
Okay.
All right.
That's good.
And then the match ended up being so late. I was so tired of waiting. Like I was out in the ring before the music even started playing. Just like, let's get this going.
Just tapping. I'm waiting. I will have to get back to you with an answer at a later date because I feel like I can't remember any songs.
What's the first thing that pops into your head?
Something Kanye West for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. Kanye West. Something very ego boosting because I need that.
Yeah.
I need all of it.
High energy.
When I thought of this song, I swear to God, I was driving and All of the Lights by Kanye was on, and I was like, this would be a pretty good walkout music because it's pretty like, it's got pretty good energy, right? Or Monster, something like that album would be
that's
pretty
a good
dope.
one. Yep.
I think you just chose for me.
There you go.
Can I steal your answer?
When we go upstairs tonight, that's what you're coming out to. We're putting Monster on.
Andrew was on that same event that I did, and I didn't give him a choice. I chose his walkout music for him. I had him walk out to Here Comes the Boom. Nice. I had visions of him like Kevin James, like running down the aisle, jumping around. He didn't do it.
Who sings that? Was that Saliva? Is that the song you're talking about?
I don't think it's Saliva. It's
Boom, Here Comes the Boom, right? Oh,
P.O.D.
P.O.D. Yeah. Equally cheesy.
Right. I'm like, it's from that era.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Well, when Terry gets her own workout music, then she can
get back to us.
Yeah, she can
I'm gonna have to get back to you.
Take your time. Yep. So a question Jeff asked me when we interviewed each other. I'm gonna spin it a little bit, but I'm sure wearing jiu-jitsu gear out in the public, you get people find out you know jiu-jitsu, and they're like, "Ooh, don't want to mess with you."
Oh, God,
how do you respond to that?
You're damn right. You're damn skippy. I walk around my job like this.
He and I were both like, we try to avoid it. We don't say anything, and she's like, "Hell yeah!"
Like, what? Did you hear that? What? You don't want to what?
So you embrace it, huh?
Oh yeah.
Pat and I go to like turtle shows.
I think it's the coolest thing about me, honestly.
Aww.
Yeah, the fact that I do
right.
jiu-jitsu.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I kind of just laugh like,
That's what I do. Yeah. I'm like,
do.
it's an amazing opportunity to promote my business, and I'm just like, yeah.
So let me get the make one.
Yeah, I don't. So when people ask you about it, like, do they even know what it is? So people ask me, like, "Oh, you do that jiu-jitsu, right?" Like, yeah. And then they're like, "So what is that? Like, do you guys do UFC there?" Like,
I get two kinds. The people who know, like, so who's your gym? Are they accepting members? And then how's karate?
Yeah,
like the
karate
first
thing.
like thing. And I'm like, great. I had on my ribbon. Wonderful.
Yeah, I think I have the same.
Yeah.
The same. Kind of like,
yeah.
I do. It's great.
It's really nice though how much more common it's becoming. Like 10 years ago, when I started, you had to explain it to almost everybody. If they weren't training jiu-jitsu, you had to explain to them what it was. Whereas now, I feel like, I don't know, I'm sure there's like an age cutoff you can find somewhere where it's like everyone below, for the most part, is going to at least have an idea. You're still going to have to tell your grandma that you don't do taekwondo, but...
Yeah.
When I
Always karate.
first started Muay Thai, so before I did jiu-jitsu, I did Muay Thai for a couple years. And I remember my mother saying to me, "Oh, what did she like? What's the name of your sensen?" And I was like, "My what?" She's like, "Your sensen." I was like, "I don't even know what you're saying." She's like, "The guy that teaches you your kickboxing." She's like, "What do you call him?" I was like, "Matt." Like that was it. Like just like, no clue at all. But she was thinking like, "Oh, karate, you have a sensei, right?"
Yeah.
That's the other uncomfortable question I'll get here a lot.
What do I
What do I
call
call
you?
you?
What do I call you? I'm like, Pat?
Or Pathu, as we like to call you.
Or they'll throw me options. They're like, do you prefer sensei, sifu, professor? Like, Pat?
Doctor.
I mean,
Sir.
if you need to have a title, we can go with coach. It seems like the least
Coach.
assuming.
My lady.
Are you offended if people call you by your first name?
No,
Okay, good.
it's my name.
I think if I was talking about you though in like the third person, like if I was saying, "Oh, come in," like I would say our coach,
A coach,
right,
yeah.
or our professor,
Yep.
right? I wouldn't just say like Pat,
Hey,
right?
Pat, that guy.
Sifu Pat.
Sifu, right? Dr. Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, that's different in every gym, right? Like I don't think I could go to a gym where it's like you bow in, bow out, like
Well, that's
have
exactly
to,
how all the other gyms we went to. It was like there were procedures, and they didn't tell you the procedures. Like
Yeah.
you had to
Fall
like
in
figure
line.
that out.
Yeah.
It was super structured.
Yeah. I mean, like bowing
Overwhelmingly so.
on and off the mat is like somewhat of a respect thing.
Yeah.
I catch myself doing it sometimes here, and I've done it
Yeah.
at other gyms. But like the whole thing where I've got to like bow to the picture of the Gracies on the wall, and like that stuff
that
is
just-
Turn, bow to the class.
yeah. Like I even found myself doing it. We had our gis on a couple Saturdays ago, and I like went to tie
Something
my,
about putting your gi on.
yeah. I had to like tie my belt, and I like turned my back to the mat
Yeah.
because it's like that's just like you should be like tying your belt like
Yeah.
towards the mat. I don't know.
Yeah, if I go train
I had
somewhere
no
else,
idea.
I'll fall in line with whatever they're doing, but it's not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to like fix your gi and belt and everything facing the mat and the other person and the ref if you're in a competition.
Yeah.
They'll tell you turn around.
Yeah.
Turn around. I don't want
You
to
don't
see
walk
that.
on the mat until they tell you to come on the mat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty awesome, honestly.
If you show up late for class, you ask permission before you walk on the mat.
Yep.
Oh.
And I'm here just like, stop bothering me with stupid questions.
Again? Marisabel, you want to see this again? Were you
I don't know. To me, it like makes such a better. Again, it's just my opinion, but like a better environment, more inviting environment for people,
Yeah.
right? Like you said, you guys may not be here if it was something that was like
Yeah.
uptight and rigid,
I
right?
feel like that may have been kind of a cause as to why we didn't choose other places, among other reasons. But that was kind of like, wow, nobody teaches you this. Like, unless an upper belt kind of stops and shows you the way. I feel like that's why I try to, if there's a new person that's like struggling with a warm up or something, like I remember being that person, like I have no idea how to grind people. Like,
I was
help
just
me.
gonna say we're kind of the same way when it comes to the warm ups. I
Yeah.
see the look on a new person's face regularly, like,
Yeah.
holy shit, what are we doing?
And it's just so fast. People are like flying down the mats, shrimping, and you're like, I don't even know how to shrimp.
But at the same time, I also tell people, we have a fundamentals class 5 days a week, if that's more your speed.
Yeah.
And I try to steer all of the new people to that class to get them up to speed, but everyone always wants to jump right into both classes. So I warn them, you can go to that class, but
I feel like there needs to be
It's
like
gonna
an
move along.
intro class, like just to go over.
are you volunteering?
Nope. But knowing how to break fall apparently comes in handy, and I've had to learn that like the hard way over and over until finally I'm like, every fall is a break fall from now on. Like that's it. I'm not knocking the wind out of myself one more time.
Technical stand
And
up.
yeah, and those are the things that like, I mean, you just have to figure out along the way, or some very nice upper belt shows you the way.
Yeah, I haven't found a great way in jiu-jitsu yet to like onboard people.
Yeah.
So I know like a lot of CrossFit gyms, you have to go to like their
Yeah.
onboarding class and
Yeah.
like, you learn some basic techniques and movements.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it exists somewhere in jiu-jitsu, but it's not very common.
Yeah.
I wonder if you even gathered like just 5-10 super basic things like the break fall, like shrimping, like.
Or you should make like videos, and then just be like, watch this.
It's a good idea.
I think it is.
Good thing we have a videographer in the house.
Here we
Just
go,
gonna say, get started, Terry.
God damn
or at least
Terry,
like I
God
break
damn
it down, explain it, and then I think that you can practice most of that stuff at home. I mean, I was doing Granby rolls at home.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We could film all that and just provide a link to new people when they onboard, and here's some stuff to study up on.
Yeah.
Because we get that question a lot too. Like, people start just watching YouTube on their own and they're like, what channels should I watch? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even know. There's a ton of crap out there.
So much
There's
out
a ton
there.
of good stuff.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to direct them to
I
content.
seeked that, right. I seeked that out on my own. Just like 50 things every white belt should know. And I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm going to learn these at home. But I think it would be, I don't know, interesting.
Yeah. I get all
for it
self-conscious
to be-
about putting out that kind of stuff because it's like, well, there must be someone better already doing it. Like, why am I going to do it? But
I don't know.
I mean-
I've seen those videos on YouTube. I think we could do it better.
right. And I'm sending these people to other channels
Right.
that are making money off the views instead of
You.
just doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
For
like
sure.
basic positions, right? This is mount, this is side control, this is half guard.
Yeah,
this
just
is-
the terminology, I feel, is also like a huge thing to overcome being a new person.
Especially here. We do things a little bit different than traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
All right. New project on the list.
All right.
Start writing down positions.
right, add it to the backlog. So where do you guys hope to go? What's on the jiu-jitsu horizon?
Well, we were talking recently about I hate mentioning this because we talked about bringing it up to Pat maybe, and everybody said bring it up to Pat. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna bring it up to Pat. We're aiming to get our blue belt soon. My goal is to kind of once I get my blue belt to start up going to another MMA gym as well. Only because I'm not as I want to work on my technicality, but I also really like hurting people sometimes.
She
in
wants
my
to
strength.
hit someone.
Yeah, exactly that. So
She's the one
maybe
choking people.
just dip my toe in there once I get a little bit more knowledge.
Well, we may or may not have MMA coming in-house.
Well, there you go. I guess I'm staying here for the rest of my life. Locked in.
The universe shall deliver.
So there's something cool about like being okay with all of that, like I'll call it the violence end. I don't mean like literally in a street violence, but like being cool with like, oh, we're gonna grapple against a fence, right? And I'm gonna take you down, and then I'm gonna mount you, and I'm gonna drop
it's
some
different.
punches on you, right? It's a total different world. We both started doing that stuff in the beginning, right? So like, it's but you gotta be comfortable with it. So
Yeah.
if you are, that like makes it,
Well,
Yeah.
I'm comfortable, all right.
yeah.
We can roll with strikes if you want, anytime.
Pat, you already strike me. I get fists to the jaw all the time.
That's not striking.
It's striking to me. It feels like a strike. It hurts like a
It's
strike.
placed.
Do you wanna fight, like have an actual fight?
Yeah, I want to say yes. I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, badass.
That would be good.
Well, if things
for
work
sure.
out the way we're trying to get them to work out, we'll hopefully have some MMA in-house soon.
Hell yeah.
Working on some deals behind the scenes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's badass. What about you, Terry?
I
I'm not
don't.
trying to fight.
Yeah, I don't want to do that at all. I'm kind of just enjoying my journey right now. I feel like I'm in a good place, and for long term, I'm not really sure. Like, I see this as being like a forever thing in my life. Like, once you're in the club, you can't get out. You know. I would be interested in maybe teaching one day. You know, coaching, that would be cool. I feel like like I said earlier, like the whole you learn and then you give it back. I enjoy, and I feel like I learn more when I break stuff down. And I'm like, oh, I actually didn't even connect that until I just said it out loud and showed that to you.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would just learn more through teaching.
Yeah.
Maybe like a women's class or something.
Yeah.
Very, very distant.
I don't know what you guys, but I feel like I can explain it a hell of a lot better than I can actually do it. Like, I don't know. There's a disconnect between like what this says to do and what these actually do.
Minor and par. Awful. Terrible. Just see what I do. Don't do that.
You're not giving yourself enough credit.
You're not.
Yeah, the art of teaching is not the same as the art of applying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it must be difficult, like, because people learn in different ways, and you have a room full of people, and some people just pick it up, like, the first time they see it, and then there's me.
Can you show me again?
I still don't get it.
Just getting beat up, man. That was my only way of learning. Just feeling myself constantly in it. And then I'm like, and one day I was doing it to someone else, or I found myself not getting caught in it as easy anymore. But yeah, definitely just going in there and just getting beat up. That's my number one way of learning.
What's awesome is we have a variety of good people now that all learned in different ways as well. So they're always around to help break it down to people in whatever way they need to. I mean, we have blue belts that are way better with beginners than I am. I don't teach the beginners at all anymore.
Yeah.
Like, if I could match up Ton with every beginner, be perfect.
I think that's why we're drawn to certain people that we train with, because I feel like I understand what they're saying.
That's why. That's why we're set up with a variety of instructors right now. We have a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. Everyone teaches a little bit different. Everyone's into slightly different styles.
Things. Yeah.
I only teach 4 classes a week now. It's crazy.
Do it all that time.
I sit here and talk to people.
Now these are the podcast mode.
Little puppy, what are you up to?
All right.
Any last words for the people before we wrap it up?
Who am I directing it to?
sorry.
Anybody listening? Hello?
All the people, the millions and millions of followers.
Right.
I don't know. I hope that if anyone is listening to this and they haven't joined, especially if you're a female listening, to just do it and come have fun, because like at the end of the day, that's why I keep showing up, because it's super fun. I love doing it.
If you're in the Springfield area, I would prefer you came to train with us at 10th Planet Springfield, but really the important message is to just train somewhere.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
You gotta jump into it. There's like no tiptoeing your way into jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I think someone told me like my first day, it's baptism by fire. Like you just
Yep.
gotta go there.
Yep.
That's it.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for rolling.
Thanks for rolling, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.